The Jeff O'Neill Show
welcomes to the telephone a person of magnificent character. A person well respected by their peers. A person who's done some stuff. Please welcome this person.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us from the motherland, it's Adam Yosef.
Adam.
Hey, Adam, how's it going?
Hi, I'm all right. I'm good.
Adam Yosef, are you in London, England right now?
I'm in Birmingham, England.
Oh, you're in Birmingham. All right. Adam, you work for the BBC, right?
Well, there's one of the people I work with, yes.
All right. And you're an expert. You're a Muslim, first off, so you're an expert on Ramadan, more so than most because you've written an article that is widely being called now the expert's guide to Ramadan. Did I get that right?
Well, it's been called the Idiot's Guide. It's a very basic guide. Yeah, a lot of people seem to be using it. It's quite popular, yeah.
Was this tongue-in-cheek, or where did this come from? What was the idea behind this? Why did you write this Idiot's Guide to Ramadan?
I think a lot of people have kind of misconceptions about Ramadan and what people do, and they kind of assume you stop eating, you start tormenting yourself, and you start bowing up and down and doing silly things. So a lot of people don't realise. So it's kind of asking the very, very basic question about what Muslims do and why they do it, just so people realise they're not as bizarre as it all seems, basically.
All right, Adam Yosef, you're the expert. Why do Muslims do it, and what's the basic premise behind Ramadan?
Well, it's not to starve themselves. That's for a start. It's because it's spiritual sort of discipline for the body and mind. It's similar to how Hindus might study yoga or Buddhist Zen. It's about
or maybe how the Catholics do Lent.
Yeah, like Lent or Yom
sense.
Kippur for
Nice
the Jews,
comparison.
basically.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the Jewish people have Yom Kippur and Catholics, Christians have Lent. It's a way of refraining from certain things, abstinence, if you will, to sort of discipline the mind so that people can concentrate on themselves and commitment to themselves and others with rights and responsibility. It's a good way of concentrating on things that are more relevant as opposed to desires and things, worldly things that people seem to be involved in all day long. It's quite a dog-eat-dog world out there, and people don't really take time out. So it's that time once a year when Muslims can do that. And I don't know if you've got a great Muslim population in Vancouver, but here in Birmingham, I mean, the ethnic minorities are going to be the majority by 2010, so it's very visible in the community here. But you do see a difference with the community when Ramadan starts.
This has got to really suck if you're the proprietor, the owner of, a Muslim restaurant. You know, because sun up to sundown, you might as well just shut her down. Nobody's coming in, right?
Well, that depends. I mean, in Birmingham, a lot of the customers in Muslim restaurants might not be Muslim, but obviously if the staff are, it's going to be gruelingly horrible for them.
Because you're serving food all day long and you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, this smells so good.
I mean, on a normal day, whether you work in a Muslim restaurant or whether you work in a McDonald's, you usually get sick of your own food and you don't want to eat it. But if you're fasting, even that is extremely tempting. So, I mean, it would be very, very hard. I imagine it's one of the hardest jobs to do in Ramadan. But generally, I mean, most people, I mean, here in Birmingham, I know, and in London and in major cities in England, it's pretty easy because you've got so many other Muslims around you. So there's a kind of feeling of solidarity, so you're not on your own. And most of the workplaces and colleges, universities, institutions, even shopping centres in England, in major cosmopolitan cities, do have prayer rooms and prayer areas for Muslims and things that cater for Muslims here. So it's not that difficult, whereas it might be in other parts of Europe.
Talking to Adam Yosef in Birmingham, England. He wrote The Idiot's Guide to Ramadan, knows more than anybody else on planet Earth with regards to Ramadan. He is currently fasting. Adam, can you, for the Muslims right now who might be fasting in the Lower Mainland in Vancouver area and around the world at cfox.com, can you buy your way out of Ramadan? Is there any way you can make a donation to some organization or something? You can go have a burger. It's kind of like a swear jar, you know, if you drop the F-bomb at the house, you put in $1 or $2.
Well, there is something along those lines. I mean, not everyone does have to fast and observe the fast, but there is, when people feel they need to miss one out. But if they're healthy people of sound mind who can fast, if they feel they need to miss one out for whatever reason, they do actually have to make it up later, or they have to provide the meal for other people who are fasting, or they have to feed quite a number of poor people. I mean, that is one way out. But to be fair, for most people who can fast and have got no excuse not to, it's quite an enlightening experience. So anybody who would not want to do it. I mean, it's their loss, really. So I would say go out and do it. It's only for a month. They've got to be brave, really.
So what about water? Can you drink water? Like
during the day,
literally, you cannot consume anything from sun up to sundown?
Like a V8 juice would be good, right? You could have a V8 juice. That's
can you drink juice?
Gatorade, maybe?
You can't actually, no. But you've got to realise that Ramadan isn't a fast all day, 24 hours. Obviously, you'd be dead within a few days if you try to attempt that.
Sun up to sundown, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's not on a par with some kind of David Blaine stunt. It is about daylight hours. So
yeah.
It's gonna be
so you can't even in the daylight hours drink water, like literally nothing.
No.
Was there any thought to maybe reversing that and making it from sundown to sun up? You have to fast kind of thing, so when it gets dark at like 7 at night, you got to stop eating until like 6 in the morning. That'd be a little easier.
It would be extremely short, yeah. But I have to say, in Britain, it's we have in the summer it's difficult, but obviously it's not as difficult here as it might be in other countries because it's pretty dark in Britain, as you probably can imagine. So even in the summer, it's not as long as people imagine.